Yeah.
This is Berlin. Of all the sites on my itinerary this summer, this is really the only one I wouldn't have elected to visit on my own volition. I recognize a prejudice in myself inspired by myriad black and white images, Jewish summer camp discussions, years of history courses, the History Channel, Steven Spielberg and Rammstein, a band that made Germany seem like literally the scariest place on earth. That's not to say I was entirely naive enough to buy entirely into most of those representations, but enough so that the idea of Germany and Berlin kind of turned me off. The theme of the IFDS seminar I was tagging along with this week was the role of historical memory in the formation of personal and national identity. The concept is particularly interesting in the context of a city that's actively trying to figure out what their own collective memory is going to include. Berlin is a city literally under construction. Things are being torn down and rebuilt here with regularity. Monuments are erected, memorials built, and as that happens, as Berliners work to construct this memory or history, they confront maybe one of the darkest national pasts. For some time after the war, explained one of our lecturers, Germans weren't ready to do that. There was an overwhelming, crippling even sense of shame, guilt, and fear. There's a time, he explained, which can't be rushed, can't be forced, when people find a ready or willingness to confront things. And maybe that was the case with me before this trip. It just wasn't time yet. Still, being here has compelled me to face and revise whatever misconstrued construction of the German people I've built for myself, with the help of pop culture, that is, over the past 25 years. It's kind of a relief, actually, letting go of it. I kept looking around for signs of it to affirm my bias, but I couldn't find any. These people here had no hand in, have nothing to do with that other time. So I feel a little like Sylvester Stallone now, and I should clarify that, not because I'm rich, or I slur my words, or I have crazy veins popping out all over my body. Like Stallone in Rocky IV, going on about how if I can change, then you can change, and everyone can change. And I didn't have to train in Siberia and fight a young Dolph Lundgren to realize that, but the end result is essentially the same. Being forced to face what's frightening isn't always a terrible thing, regardless of whether you're ready for it or not, and especially when you're not entirely sure why you're afraid of it to begin with.